Oh, it's hard. Good afternoon, guys.
Hi, guys. Welcome to our Q&A, our first one.
Yes, and we're very excited. We've got lots of questions. We're going to try and get through all of them. And we just wanted to thank you all for sending them in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a small channel, as you know, and we're just growing slowly, video by video. And we really want to thank you for your support, all the positive comments, which is mostly positive, and it kind of allows us to have really positive energy as we do these, and because we really enjoy it. So, but it does help when you know, some of the questions we get and some of the comments are really cool, and it seems like all of you are amazing people.
Yeah.
Thanks for following.
Yes, thank you. So as you can see, the oranges. We have oranges behind us. We are in Carlos's uncle's quinta.
Yeah, this was my Uncle Manuel's quinta. Unfortunately, he passed away before we came here. Yes. He was a great guy, and we miss him. We miss him a lot. It will never be the same without him. And but we used to come here every year to get oranges, and they're always in December or January. And we thought it'd be kind of cool to do this Q&A in a few different spots, so you could have 2 or 3 nice backdrops. We tried to start it in Lage, right on the ocean, because there's a lot of nice waves today, but the wind was just too much, and and it was just too.
Yeah, I mean, the wind is pretty strong.
We tested it, so.
But we have good news. We got a muffler.
It finally arrived on Amazon.
Yes, on Amazon. So that actually brings us to our first question from Vero. He asked, how good is the post office? Well, ordering the muffler through Amazon through the US, I ordered that November 18th. They told me I wouldn't get it until December 21st, and I actually got it on December 10th. So that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I think the way they send stuff, depending on the size, it'll come through the post office or more of a courier. In this case, it's a small muffler. And also, you got to keep in mind, because of COVID, everything is delayed, not just here, obviously in Canada. I think for our original, the original Mike took us over a month in Canada when all the COVID was going crazy. So anyways,
so we do have it. So like we said, it's a windy day, so we're hoping that the muffler is going to work. I'm not sure it's going to work if the winds are really, really strong. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, that's why in live we said we took a bit of footage. You'll probably get to see it on some B footage. But we're inside the quinta. I think we should kind of mention the quinta. Quintas are found throughout Pico, the Azores, and mainland Portugal. Basically, they create these fences with these hedges, right? As you can see, these are pretty high here, and then that protects. It's like an orchard. Think of it as an orchard, quinta in Portuguese, with this protection of the fence. Like the hedges. The hedges protects all the trees inside. Sometimes there are orange trees. In this case, my uncle has oranges, different types of oranges. He has mandarins, he has tangerines, some limes and lemons.
And the oranges are huge.
Yeah, so whatever they put in here, right now there's lots of wind around and we can see it. And you might even be able to hear it, but a lot of it's not hitting us directly. So I think it's great. We love these quintas, eh?
Yeah, and I'm going to pick a few oranges because I want to try and dry some to put on the tree.
And it also brings me back, a lot of stuff always brings me back to my childhood. My dad actually had quintas here in San Mateo's, family quintas. And I remember when I was really young going up and grabbing an orange, these huge oranges where the peel is this thick, but the orange inside was like sugar.
Yeah, look at these.
Yeah, so that really kind of takes me right back to when we'd come into San Mateo's from Lage, and we would go up to the quinta, spend the day, bring some lunch, and just eat these oranges. I was probably overdosing on vitamin C back then, and I didn't even know it, you know.
Actually, last year we were here for Christmas, and we came down and picked some oranges, and our cousin's house is just up the road, so it's a bit of a steep road. So Carlos got up to the top, and unfortunately one of the bags broke and all the oranges started rolling down the hill. So your soccer skills came in handy.
Kicked in, yeah. I was like controlling 10 oranges at once, basically. Anyways, so that question, great. Our experience, the couriers, people order stuff from Amazon, they order stuff from IKEA in the mainland. In our case, it came from obviously Kentucky over to the mainland and over here. So there's daily transport. It's just a matter of them filling the order. Sometimes it's not the transport, right? So.
And I think the total cost, including the shipping and the muffler, it was $35. So
euros. Oh, dollars at all? You paid it in dollars? Probably
dollars. Yeah.
Canada, yeah.
Yep.
So yeah.
So it was good. So the next question from Nathan and Kate is health insurance. How is the system for non-citizens?
Look.
Oh, Heather.
Is this a
You're
wish?
supposed to blow it, make a wish.
Wow, that's crazy. I've never seen one of those here in Pico. This is the first time.
So anyways, let's get back to the question.
Yeah, Nathan, Kate. Is it?
Nathan? Yeah, Nathan and Kate.
Yeah, so health insurance. We're actually in the middle of that. We had insurance up to a certain point. Now we're sort of in between. And
well, we got travel insurance when we came over. And so now we're going to get health insurance, yes, like you said, through our bank. So the range of health insurance is about 45 euros to 150 euros.
Yeah, that we've been getting. And again, it's going to have to, it matters your age, obviously, how much coverage you want, the actual dollar amount, or in this case, euro amount. So we're actually, we're close to picking one. Most 90% are probably going to go with the guy we know at the bank, because all the banks sell them. And
so
they're good insurance companies. I mean, they're European companies, and from what we've learned so far is that it's like they have a network, just like they call it here HID, and you basically the higher you go, the more coverage you get. You can, in case of an emergency, they'll fly you to Spain, France. So we're looking more into that, and then as we find out, we might do one just on that, because it's a lot of information.
Yeah, it's a little bit more extensive.
Yeah, and it's very important. I mean, you got to protect yourself, right? So
but I think it's probably better to get the health insurance that will cover you outside of just the island, right?
Well, yeah, you better pay a little bit more and be covered for any type of emergency, basically.
Yeah.
So if you need, it also depends how longer you're here.
Yeah.
So I mean, these are all things. Everyone's going to be different. Depends on your situation. But we'll share ours.
Yeah, but if you are staying here long term and then you go over, say a little trip over to Lisbon and something happens over there, you want your insurance to cover you while you're there.
No, but it'll cover you anywhere. Where the thing is, it's if you're here, they'll take you to where you need to go to be taken care of, basically. Now, the only thing, we're on an island, right? So sometimes there's 9 islands. Very small ones, bigger ones. The major centers of health are not, for example, they're in San Miguel or Terceira. We're on Pico. The centers are smaller, so sometimes they got to take you to another island to get treatment. That's the only thing, you have to look at everything, right? So it's just like going, when you're traveling, you're not home, right? So, but from what I've heard, I mean, if there's been emergencies, they'll come in with an helicopter, with the airplane, take care of it, grab you. They'll fly to Lisbon, they'll fly to San Miguel.
Yeah, because I have to understand, they don't have a big hospital here on Pico Island.
Yeah.
So if it is a big emergency,
they'll just take you.
They would just take you over.
It depends, right? So again, it's as you can see, we're still talking about the health part of it because it is important. But it's extensive. Yeah, I felt a few drops. Maybe it'll go over. Okay. So we'll do more on the health part of it, but there's good companies here that you could purchase insurance for non-citizens. Absolutely.
Yeah. So the next question, it says Zizi. Why, Carlos? The question was to Carlos. Why haven't you applied for Canadian citizenship after all these years?
Okay, so that's a great question. Everybody always asks me that. I ask that too myself. Sometimes I'll go to the mirror and say, Carlos, why haven't you?
I think it's called laziness.
No, basically, yeah. I keep.
Oh no. Okay, no. We gotta cut it.
There's some rain coming. We're gonna have to cut it right now.
We gotta cut it.
And we'll come back to it.
We'll come back.
All right, guys. We just there's a bit of rain coming. This is You know, this is what happens. So it is December, so we're not surprised. You can see we're in the car right now.
We had to make a run for it.
So we're just waiting for this to pass. It looks like this big cloud that's kind of passing. There's still, you could actually see the sun already trying to come out.
We're back.
All right.
Rain stopped, but you never know. It might start again. So
quick rain break.
Yeah. So back to the question from Zizi, why Carlos hasn't applied for Canadian citizenship after all these years.
I mean, it's basically like Laura says, a bit laziness. I mean, over the years, I mean, it was 1974. Eventually, you become an immigrant, and you just, you know, you don't think, hey, I need to get the citizenship. The years go by, and you don't. So I have other friends around my age that haven't either. So, but you know, it's something I've actually already applied for before we came in January. We're just waiting, and I'm out of breath.
Good see. Carlos had to run back to the car.
What's wrong?
No, you had a fly on your hair.
Yeah, I also used that extra gel today because I knew there was going to be windy, like trying to pack that hair down. No, but yeah, it's under works. My file's been opened. Hopefully they won't say no, just because maybe I've waited too long, you know. But that's a bit of a joke, right? So I've always, you know, another joke I can tell you. I've never been married either, so I'd always answer the question. I've thought of the Canadian citizenship just like getting married, which I really never thought about it. You know, you just kind of...
Are you saying you never thought about getting married?
No, not no? 21. Now I am. No more
okay.
reason. So, yeah, but that's the question. There's no other reason, really. You know, I should have done it, period. I was kind of lazy and probably stupid not to.
I might be coming back to Canada by myself.
Yeah, because now I can't stay out of Canada more than 6 months for that specific reason, unless there's something going on like COVID or so forth. But hopefully in the next 3-4 months I'll get it. I'll be a Canadian citizen and a Portuguese citizen, the best of both worlds.
Yeah, and then Zizi also asked about me becoming a Portuguese citizen, and I would love to become a Portuguese citizen. So there's a couple of ways that I can become a citizen. And of course, we've mentioned this a few times in many videos about Carlos and I getting married.
That's the easy way to become.
That's the easy way.
Easy path is that.
Yes, or I apply for temporary residency, right?
That's the other way. Yeah, temporary residency, and obviously because we already have contact with the CEF office where we've extended her tourist visa. And those are pretty much the two ways. There's nothing hard about them, right, to do. And so...
But they said it's better that we get married in Canada.
Might be a little simple. It's a pretty straightforward process. Anyone out there that might want to, that's thinking of doing that, you basically get married in
But
Canada.
Carlos would have to prove that he's never been married here.
Get married in Canada, and then they go to the consulate with all the paperwork that they require, including something from here that says you had never been married in Portugal. And then that's it. It'll be easier for her to become a Portuguese citizen that way. The other way, every year you'd reapply for the temporary residency. It's a 1 year, and then you apply again another year. And I think usually between 3 and 4 years, then you could apply for permanent Portuguese citizen, EU member. That's it. That's pretty much it. You know, and that's one of those is going to happen soon. I don't know which one. Stay tuned.
It's like how we kept talking about getting the muffler. So a question from Brian about visiting other sides of the island, like Santo Amaro.
Exactly. Santa Amaro is a really cute place. We've driven by. We've been there before. Actually, that's where a really cool restaurant called Magma is, and there's Lava Homes, which is one of the new developments. It's eco-friendly, yeah. So, I mean, it's harder. Like Brian, I have a feeling he's from Pico, either living here or somewhere else. But we pretty much, like we were mentioned on I think the last video, 80% of the time we're sort of close in, just being in around Lage, Cemiteres, Madalena area.
But we did drive around the island.
Yeah, we drove a lot. Yeah, we just didn't. You videotaped a little bit.
Yeah, so we will link that in the description if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. So, but we will. We'll do a video where we kind of spend maybe the whole day in Santa Marta because it's that kind of place, right? You know, we easily go have lunch in Magma, hang out. You know, we'll wait till the tourist season. I know there's a good swimming area there as well, and there's so many other places around the island. I mean, it's literally we can do a vlog every day for a year and find something different.
Yes.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah,
appreciate that. Yeah.
And Roger would like to buy land in Graciosa. We haven't actually been there,
No.
but we heard it's beautiful. Do you need a lawyer?
Good. Yeah, I mean, lawyer or a notary. Okay. When you're buying land, like we bought land, we have a video. You can see it in, I think,
Might have to link that one too.
12 or 14 episode, I'm not sure. But we bought land a few years back. And in some cases, it's pretty straightforward, where everybody knows everybody, and you kind of, the notaries will do pretty much what the lawyer will do. Get all the paperwork, make sure all the deeds are intact, all that stuff, right? So you need one or the other, that's it.
Yeah, we do advise.
Yeah, we use a notary, and that's the notary we use for different things. They're really affordable, and they're full of information, and we trust them. We know you have to trust them, that because sometimes we are from here, so that helps a little bit, but doesn't mean anything. I mean, you want to be kind of, you'll be able to sleep at night. Now, if you're not from here and you're coming into Portugal, doesn't matter where, and you are thinking of buying land, or it could be a farm, or a small, big, or a house, or a small ruin. Doesn't matter. You don't know anyone there, right? So you need, sometimes a referral is great, because let's say you're coming from Britain, let's just say, and because I know there's a lot of British people in mainland Portugal coming in to buy different, buying property and land, and you might already know someone there from Britain. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's not. They've used them. They've been there for a few years. They can refer. That's the best way, because they can vouch for them, type thing, right? So that happens a lot here, and I think you definitely need one or the other. There's no way around it. No, don't do it without it.
Yes, and now Roger also asked about the winters here. And
yeah,
right now the temperature is about 18. It's warm when the sun is out. It gets a little bit cooler when
orange season. That's
yeah,
what I call
it's
it.
orange season, yes, but it gets a little cooler when the sun goes behind the clouds.
Yeah, I mean, it's 18
overall,
right now.
Yeah.
18. Okay, so when the sun's out, it's actually when I had to put a sweater, but it's hot. So
yes.
But I know if I take my sweater out, the sun sort of goes, the cloud comes over, it gets a little chill. But we're in middle December. Yeah. We've been here in January. It's similar. I know.
Yeah,
I think
one
February.
time we were here in February once, and it went down to 6, which is abnormal for here.
Even my cousins from here were. This is not normal. It was damp. The humidity level went up. I mean, it was crazy.
So, but we made the house. We're staying in quite cozy. We bought a humidifier, and we have a little heater.
Dehumidifier.
Dehumidifier, and a little heater.
Yeah.
Oh, and a radiator. We have a mini heater, and we have a radiator.
It's a heater too. Yeah,
it's a heater.
It's a type of heat. Yeah, and so far it's working awesome. I mean, we have the house in Lage. It's a big house, high ceilings, and obviously, while we would love to have a wood stove in there, that would be like
that would be awesome.
That really helps. But you can get blankets. People love, will get electric blankets.
Yes.
That kind of thing. I mean, you're in the middle of North Atlantic, so. You have to know and depending where you are on the island, sometimes it's more damp than others. Humidity is stronger.
Yeah.
But it's all part of nature, right? So it's just your comfort zone, right? Like I know, just going back to when we were here in February, and my cousin's used to it. My son, his name's Louis. I said, Louis, he's all, I'm like, gee, we were staying at the highest part of the house in the upstairs. I'm like, I can't even put my shirt on. It was that cold.
Yeah, it
right?
actually felt like you were putting on a wet shirt.
Yeah, I'm like, this is crazy. I've never felt this. And then he had a beautiful fireplace. So even like with his kids too, kind of was just joking. I said, look, as soon as we put, they weren't even thinking of it, because they're used to. They're used to deal with it in a different way. They don't have any heaters.
Yeah,
either.
like Louis, put on the fire.
So we got the fire on. I still remember, it was like instant. The house was just like amazing, and cozy. So if you could have I would obviously recommend. I mean, if we might even put one in Lage. I know I'd have to talk to my uncle about it. I think it would be a great idea. But if we were to buy a property I would definitely try, and if it didn't have one, I would put one in.
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
But don't be afraid of the winters in the Azores.
No, it's beautiful.
Like, let's just compare. We watch other vlogs. Let's put it this way. We follow some...
so my eyes are watering because the wind is...
some people they've come over, a lot of them are British, and they're in the Castel Branco area. And when it hits there, I mean, they can get snow quite often. It gets cold. They have these extremes where it can get cold still not minus 30s or anything like that, but it's cold and damp as well. And in the summer, it could be plus 38.
Yeah.
You know, these are here. It's not like that.
One extreme to the other.
No. Here's this is you know, your 24 to 27 average in the summer, some breeze. That's our type of weather. In the winter, look, we're out here. We're in December. And if it gets one day it's too cold outside, stay inside. And you know, we love rain, and
I love the storms.
So people, I think, are looking at the Azores, and they have some already have, especially Europeans, as an alternative to the mainland because they don't want that extreme weather. One end of the spectrum.
It's beautiful.
Hope we answered your question, Roger. Feel free to ask more questions, obviously.
So Jean asked, do you have a big family in Pico? And yes, we do.
Yeah, it all starts with me, I guess. And I was born here in 1970. When was I born? No, 64. Yes. We left in 74.
You forgot when you were born?
Yeah, we left in 74. Myself, my two brothers, Cesar and Nelson, and my father and my mom. And we've been in Canada ever since. We've obviously visited many times, and we have a lot of family here. Obviously, before we had grandmothers and grandfathers. They're no longer with us, but we have uncles, we have cousins, a lot of friends. Some friends that I see every second day that I went to school with, even, right?
Yeah, and,
back. So when I was here, and we always my family. We're scattered, anyways. A lot of the Azoreans are. Like Portugal, especially more than the mainlanders, we're scattered. California, Rhode Island, New Bedford, Canada, like Toronto especially. A lot of Portuguese, and obviously then some went to France and other parts. But we have family in Canada as well. My mother's there. My father's passed away years ago, and my aunts are there, and more cousins. It's just, I use the word cousins a lot because there's a lot of them. So it's great. So yes, now, Gina, big family.
Yeah, and now Gina also asked if we will retire in Pico. Retirement.
We don't even want to retire.
I think retirement means a lot of different things to different people.
Yeah, we don't really want to retire. I think, ideally for someone that wants to retire, I think it's perfect here, or semi-retire. I think we would look more of whatever we're doing, we want to enjoy, we love tourism, so we feel that combining the passion with being sustainable enough to have that passion, to do it,
And I think, the cost of living here is really good to if you want to retire.
Or semi-retire.
Or a semi,
I think it's the perfect place that, like in our case, we love Canada and we love Portugal, right? So we don't want to lose one or the other. We want to have both. And then as we decide how long we want to be in one, obviously we're also doing a business here. We already have I have a tourism business in Canada. We're trying to blend it, to connect it, to be a link. So it all comes into play, but we don't want the business or whatever we're doing. Sure, we want to make some money out of it to sustain ourselves. But we don't want the business to control us, right? Like it's that thing. We want to control the business, balance it out, and I think even if we didn't have a business, we definitely would be spending at least half a year here, no matter what. It's not far. I mean, we're talking about a 5-hour plane ride from Toronto.
It's not a long flight, guys. Actually, that's one of the questions that we get asked often is, how long is the flight to Pico?
I can smell this orange. Just saying.
Stay with the subject here.
Yeah, but exactly. Yeah, I mean,
it's only a 5.5-hour flight.
Yeah, and you can go hop around. Some more rain.
Oh no! Here comes the rain again.
We'll pick up this from a different location.
Okay,
let's grab some oranges and let's go.
Okay,
we're back.
We made it back.
Yeah, we didn't get too wet, but
so we were touching on how long it takes to fly here from Toronto. So it's about 5.5 hours. So you would fly into San Miguel
or Terceira,
And
connect over 25-30 minutes later, you're on one of the islands. Especially Pico took us last time about 25 minutes. You could also, there's also ferries in high season. Easy to be connected. Like obviously we're in Pico, St. George and Ferry are our neighbors. 25 minutes to one by ferry, 35 or so to St. George every day. So you're easily connected.
Yeah, and to fly from here over to Lisbon, it's how long is the flight again?
It's a couple hours, maybe even less. Sometimes you can fly direct,
hours.
And you can fly direct from Pico. That's the beauty. You'll always be connected. If you're spending 2, 3, whatever, 6 months here, you're on an island in the middle of North Atlantic. It's water everywhere. It's beautiful. It's mountain. Okay, and you enjoy your space. You have your comforts. But at any point you want to hop to another island, it's easy. You want to hop over on an airplane over to Lisbon, to the rest of Europe. It's easy. So you're never out of touch. So if you ever have to go back home to US or Canada, it's easy.
Yeah,
so,
or even flying to Britain too from here.
So listen, I'm gonna grab. I see a couple of really nice oranges. I'm gonna grab them. You talk about when we flew to Lisbon, how easy it is, and I'll be back in a
second. So we've been to Lisbon quite a few times. Carlos actually has an uncle that lives there, it's very easy. The weather was beautiful, although we did go one time and there was a heat wave, so that was hard walking around. But there's lots to see there. So right now Carlos is running around the orchard getting some oranges because he wants to show you how big they are. And did you get any?
Yeah, I'm getting some. Just keep talking.
Yeah, I don't talk as much as you do.
No, you can do it.
So come on back here.
Talk about how easy it would be to retire.
Well, I don't want to retire, so... All right,
okay.
So...
Bag full of oranges. And there's some tangerines I'm going to pick up on the way out. Look at this. I'm going to...
Did you go up to the camera and show them how big these oranges are?
Yeah, you can use these. We used to play around. We can use these as soothers.
That's a good one.
Oh, I can look at the juice. Look at the juice coming out of this.
You can see how thick the skin is on these oranges. Maybe we should do time lapse for this.
You could always edit. I think people need to. If you love oranges, okay. I just want to get. I hurt my thumb too, so I'm a little slow today. So, yeah, look at this. So what happens is we usually come here and there's already oranges on the ground that are ripe, and we get those. And then, and this, and it looks like it's, once again, there's going to be a lot of fruit in here. Okay, here we go. We're getting to the, so.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of hungry.
Look at the juice coming out of it. You can see it. I'm just opening the Now, people they know what I'm talking. They've been here. They're from here, and so they love the Quinta like we do and I do. And remember, they probably are right now. The taste of
give me one. I'm starving.
Yeah. Tell me that the taste of this. It's going to be an instant. It's almost like they can taste it from the camera. Mm. So much juice in here. You only need this orange to do a cup of orange juice. Mm. And I took this one from the tree.
So sweet.
Mm. See? These just, no, I don't know what these are called. There's a few different ones. But they're all great. I mean, they're all... Mm-hmm. Mm.
Tangerines.
And I saw some mandarins on the way in. So I think we're this first segment of questions Q&A, we're going to end it here. And we'll pick it up from our next locale depending on the weather.
Yeah, I want to change the background a bit.
Yeah, we'll surprise you with that. Hopefully,
yeah.
It's, and I think the mic's working pretty good. Obviously, there's no perfection here when we're dealing with nature. And that's the beauty of it. This is it,
Gotta work with it.
Gotta work with it. So we'll see you at our next spot.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
Last year I thought of
back home now because the wind was too windy and it was a little rainy. And the other location we were going to use was to have goats in the background.
Yeah, we thought it would be funny we know these goats before them, and we thought it would be funny that we can answer some questions with them kind of in the backdrop. They're really friendly, and they're, goats are always, they make things better, Yeah. So, but anyways, we're back home now, and It's still windy. It was sunny, but the wind was in some areas. We just, was kind of, hitting you. So even with a good muffler, Mike, you still wouldn't hear.
So we're nice and cozy now, and we also have our wine.
Yeah, we're in comfort of our home, our bed here.
And Zena's around here somewhere, but she's playing on the ground.
Just a quick thing on this wine. It was on sale today, just a promotion. We picked up, it was €2.69. And it was $3.99. So, and it's from the Douro, I think. Is it Alentejo? Alentejo.
Yeah. So we're going to get back to our questions. So we have Etelvina. Etelvina.
What's the question?
Question was, what made you buy a house in Lage if you are from Saint-Mathieu?
Okay, that's a brilliant question. And basically my dad's side of the family is from Lage. My mom's side is from Saint-Mathieu. Okay, my dad actually was the photographer when he lived here. His name is João Soares. You might know him, I'm not sure. But I know a lot of people that are following us will know him. He had a business here called Foto Soares. And my mom was the hairdresser, but she's from Saint-Mathieu. So we are in the Lages house. This is our family house.
So we didn't buy this house.
No, we didn't buy this house. This house, my uncle told my dad passed away, so my mom owns half of the house, and my uncle, my dad's younger brother, owns the other half, and this is where we are now. Saint-Mathieu, we always look to buy a house there. I love it there. I have a lot of cousins there. We have the land in Saint-Mathieu that we're trying to do the project on, but that's why. So we don't own this house.
So we're still looking to. Yeah, a house.
Always looking.
Yes.
Thanks, Edelvina.
Yeah.
Obrigada.
So the next question is Paula and Lidu. Is that the name?
Paula and Lidu, yeah.
So hopefully we're pronouncing that right.
Yeah.
Can you walk to the water from here?
Yeah, so I think the last episode we did where we got up early and then we did a bit of filming where you can get a bit of perspective.
Yeah, we went for a little hike just above the village in Lage.
I timed myself. If I wanted to walk from here to the marina, for example, a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see the water actually from the window here.
Minute and a half, I'll be right at the marina. The water's right there. If we wanted to walk where we go swimming a lot in the summer, that's probably 5 minutes. 5-minute walk. We walk just normal 5 minutes. So that's how close we are.
Yeah, very close.
You're never too far from the water when you're on Pico. Most of the villages are on the coast. Even if you're a little higher up, you're still close. So that's the beauty of it. You're a part of the mountain and you're part of the ocean. It's amazing.
Yeah. And they also asked if we eat fish every day. And if you've seen our videos, you'll see that I actually eat a lot of chicken.
Yeah, no, we don't eat fish every day.
No.
We do eat it quite often, and there's always fish. It's seafood. It's not just fish. It's obviously all types of fish. You can go catch it yourself, or you can just go to the fish market and buy it.
One of my favorite fish is the parrotfish.
Parrotfish, yeah. There's just so many types of fish you can eat. Then you have the other. Depending on if it's in season, there's crab, lobster.
Actually, tonight we're having shrimp.
Yeah, so not every day. Laura does not eat beef or pork.
I don't eat any red meat or pork.
So it's fish and chicken. And I was raised with all types of beef, pork, beef, chicken, fish, seafood. So, I eat less beef now because of Laura. I blame her.
Blame it on me.
I still appreciate beef, and when I have it, it's like a treat, And here on Pico, The meat's amazing. It's one of the top in Europe for sure. I mean, the
like
cattle
free range.
Free range. Pork, same thing. Chickens, free range. The eggs. So everything is pretty. It's automatically organic. That's how I call it.
Yeah, I don't think they don't have to put the label organic on on the packaging.
So right now it's about 5:30 p.m. So the light of day is going down. So hopefully there's enough light in here. I think it is enough, anyways, right? So we're not on stage here. So it's the real light.
So Nathan and Kara, they asked about traveling between islands.
Easy.
Very easy.
Yeah, especially in the tourist season, you can travel within all islands. But now in the winter months, there's always travel between the three islands that are here. They're called the Triangle Islands. One is Pico, which we're on. It's in the middle. And then to one side, we have the island of Fayal. And then the island of St. George. And one is, Fayal is about 15-20 minutes. The other one's about 35 minutes.
By ferry.
By ferry. And there's regular, like Fayal, I think right now in the off season they have at least 3 a day, if I'm not mistaken. So it takes, I mean, it's, if you want to hop over to, it's easy.
Yeah,
right?
very easy. Yeah.
Now, obviously in the summer there's different lines, they call them. So there's schedules, you can look them up and you can literally go. They've added one this year where you could actually go from Pico to Gracioso, which is another island. But you can do the whole circuit. If you wanted to go the furthest point from here would be either going to San Miguel or to Flores and Corvo, which is the west. They're probably the first. I think you can do it in 8 to 10 hours.
Actually, we took a ferry from Pico to Sarah.
Yeah, it was about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just to give you an example. So easy. It's affordable. Like a ferry ride to Fayal is like €3. If you go to St. George, I think it's about 5.5, something like that, or 6. So that's very reasonable. Correct.
Yeah. Let's see, Wayne. Wayne must have seen our previous video, and he's asking about the ruins taken over by vines, because we had shown a couple of ruins that were covered in vines. His question was, does the town pick them up, or private, or composting?
Yeah, good question. And I've learned, because we weren't spending, we'd come here just for a month or whatever. Now we're here longer. We have to find out more of how things work. And it's very easy. If you notice it's very clean around the island, right? So the towns, the districts, villages, they do a great job on that. So in our case, we actually had stuff we had cleaned, and all I did is lots of stuff, big stuff, small stuff. You just call the town. And because I couldn't put it where they usually pick it up, I had beyond the normal stuff. And they picked it up the next day. That happened to be one of their days. They were here. 2 guys came with a truck, and they loaded. They filled this truck because I had big stuff. And then, so anytime you need, you just call them. As far as weeds and things, we do have some that's been. We kind of cut a lot of stuff, a lot of weeds when we got here. We're just letting it compost right now and drying out. But I think you can get them. You have to get permission to light them on, to burn them. As far as I know, I'm actually going to be going into the town to find out a little bit more about that, because I think I'd like to get rid of that. Maybe by burning. We would
like to compost it, but it's such a huge. There's 2 huge piles that it's going to take forever.
Yeah, and it's actually gone down quite a bit, but I just prefer to. I don't want to go back to Canada and leave it here, so I'm going to go into town, and I have a few more things to be picked up, so I'll arrange that, and it's done. They have a lot of recycling all over the islands, in between. In the villages or towns. You find them even on the way between villages and towns, where you can just pull over, and there's the green, the yellow, the blue, whatever you're recycling. So
yeah, and actually that would lead me to the next question. Our friend Judy asked that question because she noticed on the other video that how clean it was, and that's one thing that I noticed was how clean it is on the island, and Yeah, I
mean, we always notice that. I mean, because it's I'll comment on it, right? But our friend Judy, she noticed that.
Yeah, but they're always picking up, like, you don't see garbage here.
Yeah, I'm not saying it might be a few individuals that they have no respect. Once in a while they might hide it. I've seen it. I'm not saying it's perfect.
Yeah.
But it's rare.
it's rare.
But if they do, they're quick to pick it up.
Yeah, there's fines. I mean, it's keys. You want things, and even the guys that work for the town, that go around, or the island, they go around and basically cut hedges. They don't let trees come over to the road to be a bit of a hazard. So they keep all that too. And you see them, always cutting the grasses that need to be cut, the bushes. It's it's a great job.
Even the roads are very paved. They're very easy to drive on, and Judy also noticed that there's not a lot of planters outside, and you do see planters a lot. I noticed a lot of people do the clay pots with succulents.
Smaller pots,
the smaller pots in the villages. The sidewalks are a little more narrow, so that's why they don't put planters out, because they wouldn't fit.
Yeah, and I think people are starting in homes. Sometimes you see them, and if I lived in this nice villa or big house, they could put more. They plant stuff on the ground, but you can, I would personally be getting big pots, putting even small trees and plant. It depends on what you do. You could definitely do it. It's not the style I think that you would see. A lot of homes have just beautiful plants and flora, but they're just come out of the ground, and they don't use the pots so much to enhance the gardening part of it, the landscape. But
and I think along the major roads that we travel on, a lot of houses are actually on the road, like on the main road.
Yep.
So a lot of people will put their pots, their planters, up on their balconies, on the walls.
Yeah, I'm sure there's more. We haven't seen every house on Pico, and on the other side of the island or more private. Some houses you can't really see because it's private. But they probably have pots. Maybe they kind of do more what they do in Italy and France, and that kind of French Riviera kind of feel. And I love that. Yeah. I like the mix of things. I don't just like one, like the Portuguese kind of style, which there is, the architectural, throughout mainland and even the Azores. I also like a bit of the Greek architecture, the Spanish, Mediterranean. I got it all mixed up there.
Yeah. So, okay, so Jessie, she asked, I think that's a girl, are you Portuguese American?
Portuguese American? No, I'm a Portuguese. I have a Portuguese passport. I'm not Canadian citizen yet. I applied. I should have a long time ago. That's a whole other story. But
we probably already answered that question. Previously.
But I would say I'm more Canadian Portuguese. Okay,
and I'm Canadian.
Yeah. So and she's Canadian, and so yeah. It's I guess it's similar than a Portuguese, a U.S. citizen with Portuguese citizenship as two citizenships. I will have my Canadian official papers, and then I'll be dual. I'll be a Canadian Portuguese, but I was born here, so I do consider myself first and foremost Portuguese, right? Portuguese citizen.
Yeah. So Vero asks, how is the internet connection and what is the cost? The internet connection is very good here. Never really had a problem.
No, we've had this actually. We had this internet the last time we got it put in here. We were supposed to stay in this house last winter when we came. We were here for maybe a month and a half, 5 weeks. A few things weren't working, so we wound up staying with my cousin. But we had internet put in, and then we left Canada, came back. Never a problem, always working. Mm-hmm. Like anywhere, once in a while, it might go a little less, a little more, but everything we need to do with our computer has been perfect. We also, it's a package. We got the basic package. The company is called MEO, M-E-O, and I think we pay 32 euros a month. We get internet, TV package, basic, nothing, but very good, and phone and a landline.
Yeah, sorry for the noise, guys. It's actually Zena playing in box. I made a kind of a box castle for her.
Yeah, she's.
Yeah. So did we say what the cost was? Sorry.
32 euros, I think, is what we're paying.
Yeah.
And I think my cousin, if I'm not mistaken, he has a different package. you might be paying more like 50 euros, 60 euros, you know, upgraded. So in my opinion, it's very affordable and very good quality. And it just keeps getting better, okay? Like, just because you're in the middle of North Atlantic, I know, sometimes you would think that's actually an advantage for the technology, right? So.
Yeah. Westwood, what is your opinion of buying a small ruin in the Azores? And actually, they wrote TIA, and Carlos actually thought that was his aunt.
Yeah, I think when
Tia. Tia means aunt in Portuguese, but it actually means thank you in advance.
Yeah, I paused there. Tia. I thought, is this an alias? But Tia, I guess, means thanks in advance. I think that's what it means, unless it means something else. Yeah. But
so buying a ruin in the Azores.
My take on it, and I already believe this before spending more time here, buying any type of real estate property, land, small, medium, buying vineyards, buying a ruin, buying a house, a rustic, doesn't matter. I think it's a great investment. Obviously, it's.
But there's more restrictions though when you're fixing them up, right? They're
if it's a ruin, yeah, there's rules.
There's certain things you can't do.
But it's like back home, heritage.
Yeah.
So it's not really, when it comes down to it, if you're in a civilized country, here it's democratic. I mean, there are things you don't want people just building what they want, the way they want it, as big as they like. You know, you don't want any of that. You do want. In Canada, we have heritage. Here's when they say heritage, we're going way back, even further than in North America. But no, I think there's even incentives from the government. If I haven't really looked into that because I'm not at the moment doing anything like that. But from someone I know that started in the tourism business about over 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, she started reviving a lot of these old ruins. And at the time, the government was giving you 50,000 euros to do it. You obviously, whatever the cost was, they were giving you 50,000. Obviously, there's rules to that, and you could always check with the government, SDEA. They have more information on this. Those are the short forms. If you put that in, it'll give you the site. But yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong. Obviously, if it's something you have a passion for, and you want to do something with it, right?
I think it's great if people, buy these ruins and they revive them.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that going on. I mean, there's people that came from Germany. The first ones that I started hearing about that were doing that, Germans, then Dutch, Scandinavian. Now there's Italians. We've met British. It's right, and obviously people from Canada and the U.S. Some of them were, it's not just ruins. They might have had a family house that they renovated. There's all types of, from the villas, from big, medium, all types of ready to live in. Some you need to renovate. It just depends on your taste and on your budget, right? Because I mean it really comes down to that. But it's what you want to do. I mean, I just think more people will be doing that. It won't just be about people, when they think of Portugal, they're going to just think of mainland. I mean, they're thinking, there's a lot of people do this already in the island of Madeira, for example. I can see the Azores moving up in that way where people will consider it, more people, right? I mean, it's not going to be a mass tourism, but if you want tranquility, peace, nature, affordability, beauty, it's here. Yeah. And well-connected transportation-wise, airplanes between North America, Europe. There's a lot of people actually working here more and more remotely. They're looking for places that are affordable, safe.
Yeah,
especially during COVID.
It's safe.
Yeah, they're picking the Azores to do it, and it's sort of central. You're never far from where you need to get to.
Yeah. So
we are going to end. Sorry, do it. Yeah. If you really want to do a ruin, there are some available. If that's something you want to do, I would definitely say go for it.
Yeah. So we're going to end with this question because we do have a lot more questions. We might have to do a part 2.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because this is, but there's quite a bit here.
Well, we'll touch on a few things at the end, but what's the last question?
A few things.
Yeah.
So Debbie Debbie is looking for her relative. Her relative
yes.
moved to California in 1906. Her great-grandfather's name was Anton Goulart Garcia. He was born in 1885.
Wow.
And her great-grandmother, Amelia Souza Garcia.
Wow, Amelia. Yeah.
Amelia. And her great-grandfather's father was Manuel Goulart Garcia, and her great-grandmother's mother was Maria Thomas.
Yeah, like Tomasz. So yeah, she reached out. I think from the episode we did on cost of living, if I remember this correctly, we were in front of my cousin's grocery store, and she saw Goulart Garcia, which is that's in our family, right? Like my grandfather's side is Garcia, like my mom's maiden name. So there's a lot of Goularts and Garcias in the town of San Mateo, especially. So I'm just trying. I mean, I told her that if I would throw the names around, and she's obviously trying to find her ancestry, and actually through that ancestry, and she sort of hit a snag, and she reached out to me, and I think great. I mean, I know a lot of Goularts, who knows, maybe it is,
related.
Right? I wouldn't be surprised, I'll be honest with you. Especially if they've left on Pico, which I actually, I think it was my grandmother or my grandfather's side, they went to California in the early 1900s. A lot of people actually went at that point to get over there. But that's the power of internet or YouTube or social media. Just there's an example right there where it's not just about us communicating directly with you and you back, but people within the channel can also communicate and help each other. And in this case, who knows, maybe someone's listening to us. I'm going to repeat the names here.
Page.
Yeah.
Do you need your glasses?
Yeah. No, I think and actually wine helps me see a little bit better. Sorry, I keep hitting this light here. Okay. So Debbie, so great-grandfather Anton, which is Antonio, but it's actually spelled Antone. Anton Goulart Garcia, born 1885, left from Pico in 1906 to go to California. The great-grandmother Amelia Souza Garcia. And then before that, their father of these people, going back, Manuel Goulart Garcia. And the mother of these of her great-grandmother is Maria Thomas, Thomas. It could be Tomasz as well. So, anyways, Debbie, I hope that helps, and I'll keep fishing. I will keep fishing. I'm a bit of a sleuth myself. You never know, and if we come up with anything, I'll definitely let you know. Obviously, for sure. Now, before the questions, we also made a couple of notes.
You're putting the thing right in front of my face.
Sorry. I'm just going through some. I had made a couple of things that I wanted to mention here.
Yeah, it's on this page.
Yeah, there it is. Okay. So, so COVID update. So Pico is relatively low. There's one case. One case. It's been there for a while, but that's pretty much it. The worst side is San Miguel. They're getting the spike happened there, and just like in the mainland. But we're going back to Canada, so hopefully things don't get worse, and we'll keep you on the loop there.
Yeah, we're heading back January 23rd.
Yeah, and we'll be taking Zena with us, so we've learned a lot more about taking the pets, what you need to have. So in the future, we'll probably give more information as we learn more about it. There's so much more we can be talking here.
Yeah, we're gonna.
But for now, we're gonna leave it because we want to. In future, we'll be talking more about like shopping,
restaurants.
We'll do probably a food tour, and when things open up a little bit more,
and tourism.
Definitely do a tourism. I'm working on that right now, where you'll learn more about packages especially from Canada to here. Just more about tourism in general. Like, there was that question about the ferries, island hopping, that kind of thing. I'll touch on just more in depth.
Yeah, because as you know, Carlos is a travel agent.
Yeah, I've been in the travel business for 30 plus years. Obviously, sometimes I'll repeat this because you can be watching this for the first time. But I've worked for major tour operators. Now I have my own business within. I've had more brick and mortar. Now it's more online. I'm remote. I work more remotely now within a bigger company in Canada called Marlin Travel. So aside from having normal travel packages anywhere in the world, we'll be specializing more on Pico Island, and it's one main reason why we started doing this channel, to promote the island, and either for short-term holidays, long stays, or even semi-retirement. So I'll get more into that as I have, I kind of put that, I like to organize it, so then we can just basically hit it, and then you'll, you kind of understand more how to get here, about the airlines, accommodations, anything to do with tourism.
That's a vlog in itself.
Yeah, and we'll touch more about opening up a business, because we're sort of doing that here with the business we already have.
Well, look who came to visit.
And
Zena.
Here,
just let her walk by herself.
I know.
Babe. Don't hold it by your head.
I didn't. Those are.
Yeah, no, it's gonna bite you.
Okay. So, anyways, that's it. So for now, we're gonna sign out. I hope we answered some of your questions. Always feel free to ask more, and if I'll definitely answer some of them, like I have, if I can. And
Stop moving your hand around.
I can't.
See,
she knows this too.
Zena thinks Carlos's hand is a target, and my feet.
She likes biting my hands, but that's our thing that we have together. And but yeah,
she's
so
biting my feet.
What a crazy cat. Crazy local. But
so anyways, we are going to sign out.
Yeah, we're going to sign out.
So
feel free to, hopefully we answered some of your questions that in a little bit more depth. And feel free to subscribe, like, share. And hit the bell. And you know what? Once again, thank you for, being so nice, and so, really
and involved in our
journey. And we really feel like every time we do one of these episodes that there's now real people, nice people watching this, and a lot of people probably like us, in same mindset, Great. So we'll see you. See you on the next one.
See you on the next one.